When a person commits a serious crime, it's natural to expect a fair and lawful punishment. Today, the highest level of penalty in many countries is execution, considered the ultimate form of justice. But what if we look back in time, to an age when punishment was far more ruthless than anything we can imagine today? In ancient and medieval eras, there existed methods so intense, so extreme, that simply hearing about them can send a chill rushing down your spine. Historians describe the Middle Ages as one of the most unsettling periods in human history, where creativity and cruelty crossed paths in unforgettable ways. In this episode, we explore some of the most shocking and unbelievable historical punishment devices once used across different parts of the world. If you're sensitive or faint-hearted, please watch with care, and if you're new here, consider subscribing so you don't miss our upcoming stories.
A strange, pear-shaped metal tool that purportedly surfaced in 17th century France. One such device was the Pear of Anguish, reportedly used against individuals accused of lying, harming children, or being involved in relationships considered unacceptable by society at that time. This metal tool expanded when a screw on top was turned, causing severe internal pain and often leading to fatal consequences. Today, it stands as a reminder of how far human imagination once stretched in the name of punishment. According to recorded accounts, it became known after a thief used it in a horrific crime against a couple in 1626. When the ruler of the time became aware of it, orders were given to repurpose the device as an instrument of state punishment, forever marking its name in the pages of history.
Another method, known as Impalement, became associated with Prince Vlad III in the 15th century, a ruler whose name still echoes through historical records. Victims were placed on a sharpened wooden stake, and their own body weight slowly pulled them downward. This terrifying punishment was said to last hours or even days, creating a reputation that kept entire regions under intense fear and obedience. Historical estimates claim thousands suffered this fate during his reign, reflecting the harsh and deeply feared justice systems of that era.
Another method, known as Impalement, became associated with Prince Vlad III in the 15th century, a ruler whose name still echoes through historical records. Victims were placed on a sharpened wooden stake, and their own body weight slowly pulled them downward. This terrifying punishment was said to last hours or even days, creating a reputation that kept entire regions under intense fear and obedience. Historical estimates claim thousands suffered this fate during his reign, reflecting the harsh and deeply feared justice systems of that era. Women in medieval society often faced a separate set of punishments based on social accusations regarding relationships or fidelity. One such device, remembered as the breast ripper, was reportedly heated over fire before coming into contact with the accused, leaving them in severe agony. Many did not survive, and those who did were left with lifelong trauma. This dark chapter reflects how harshly women were judged and how limited their rights were in those times. Perhaps one of the most legendary punishment devices in ancient history was the bronze bull of Greece, an enormous metal statue shaped like a bull with a hollow interior. The accused person was placed inside, and heat was applied beneath the statue, creating unbearable conditions. Reports suggest that a specially designed mechanism transformed the victim's cries into sounds resembling music, turning suffering into spectacle. Ironically, both the inventor and the craftsman who created this structure were later forced to face the same punishment, proving that cruelty often comes full circle. Another device known from historical records was the fork, believed to have been used for punishment in parts of early America. It was a metal tool placed around a prisoner's neck, positioned between the chest and chin. Because both ends were pointed, even the smallest attempt to move, bend, or lower the head caused intense discomfort, making eating, sleeping, and normal movement nearly impossible. Many who experienced this punishment eventually became too weak to survive, turning it into a symbol of psychological and physical restraint rather than quick execution. In medieval Europe, a method often referenced in historical writings is death by saw, used against individuals accused of serious crimes. The person would be tied upside down, allowing blood circulation to the brain so they would remain conscious longer. Then, a large saw was slowly operated by two individuals to prolong the suffering. Some victims lost consciousness early, while others remained aware until their final moments, making this punishment one of the most feared during that period. Another infamous method was the breaking wheel, also known as the Catherine wheel. In this punishment, a person was tied to a large wooden wheel, after which their limbs were systematically struck using a metal hammer or bar. Survival could last for hours, and in rare compassionate cases, a final blow to the chest or stomach was given to shorten the suffering. Nonetheless, the wheel became a symbol of absolute medieval authority and public warning. From the 15th to the 18th century, thumbscrews were also used as a form of interrogation. The accused would have their fingers placed inside a metal clamp, and a screw would gradually be tightened, increasing pressure slowly. Within minutes, the pain became overwhelming, and many confessed regardless of whether they were innocent or guilty. Sadly, even after the device was removed, long-term injury was common, leaving hands and fingers permanently damaged. Another device remembered in historical punishment archives is the iron chair, reportedly crafted from heavy metal and covered with numerous pointed spikes. Those accused of refusing to confess could be seated on it for prolonged interrogation. If they still refused, heat was sometimes applied beneath the chair, causing the metal to become extremely hot, adding further pressure to confess. Only those later proven innocent were allowed to walk free, but most never reached that point, reflecting how difficult justice and truth were to protect during that era. In parts of medieval England and Scotland, individuals, most commonly women accused of spreading rumors, public arguments, or disruptive speech, were punished using a device called the scold's bridle, also known as the brank. This metal head cage was locked around the person's face, often including a flat plate that pressed against the tongue, preventing them from speaking or even swallowing properly. Sometimes, the device included small spikes to discourage movement, and the accused would be paraded publicly as a warning to others. The purpose was not physical harm alone, but deep humiliation, reinforcing social control at a time when public opinion held tremendous power. Today, the scold's bridle is remembered as a symbol of how spoken words, especially from women, were once restricted rather than heard. Among sailors in early European naval history, one of the most feared maritime punishments was kill, used primarily by Dutch naval forces and later referenced in British fleets. This method forced the accused to be tied with ropes and pulled underneath the ship's hull from one side to the other. The underside of the ship was covered with barnacles and rough wood, turning the journey beneath the vessel into a slow, painful ordeal. Some victims survived but were left severely injured, while others drowned or were unable to recover. Keel hauling remained a lasting reminder that military discipline at sea could be just as severe and isolated as the ocean itself.